Hey there! So if you're a dog owner in Junction City, Oregon, and you're looking for a trainer, well, you've come to the perfect spot. We're going to walk through everything you need to know to find that perfect pro for you and your furry friend. You know, life here in Junction City is really all about that community feel, isn't it? You've got these quiet neighborhoods, beautiful parks, and of course, events like the Scandinavian Festival. And honestly, having a well-behaved dog makes it so much easier to be a good neighbor and just enjoy everything this town has to offer.
So here's what we've got on tap. We'll talk about what training looks like for life right here, then how to find a qualified trainer. We'll cover different formats and what they cost locally, touch on some rules and resources, and wrap up with the most important questions you should be asking.
All right, first things first. Let's talk about training specifically for life in Junction City. Because believe it or not, the local context, well, it really matters for your dog.
You know, a good local trainer gets that it's about more than just sit and stay. Think about your daily life here. You need a dog who can walk nicely on a leash downtown, right? Or one who doesn't get freaked out by farm equipment you might see on the more rural roads. It's about having a dog who's calm in the park, quiet in your neighborhood, and just generally a confident, happy companion no matter where you two end up.
Okay, so we know what kind of training we need. The next big step is, how do you actually find the right person for the job? Let's get into what you should be looking for in a pro.
Right off the bat, the single most important thing to ask about is their training philosophy. You're looking for one key phrase: positive reinforcement. It's a modern, science-backed method that uses rewards, treats, praise, toys, to make learning fun and build trust. And a word of advice? If a trainer talks about using fear, intimidation, or any kind of physical correction, just walk away. Those methods can seriously backfire and cause a lot more problems.
So how can you tell if someone really knows their stuff? Well, Oregon doesn't have a state license for dog trainers, which makes professional certifications super valuable. For general skills, look for something like CPDTK. But if you're dealing with bigger challenges like serious fear or aggression, you'll want to find someone with a more specialized certification like a CBCCK. It just shows they've gone the extra mile in their education.
All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What are the different training options? And, of course, what's it going to cost you here in the Junction City area? For the most part, you'll be choosing between two main formats: group classes or private lessons. Group classes are awesome for practicing around other dogs. That socialization piece is huge, and they're usually easier on the wallet for basic stuff. On the other hand, private lessons are completely tailored to your dog's specific issues, and a huge plus is they can happen right in your home, where most of the problem behaviors actually pop up.
Okay, let's look at the numbers. These are the typical costs you'll see around Junction City in Lane County. For a 6-week group class, you're looking at about $140 to $220. A 1-hour private lesson, that's usually somewhere between $80 and $150. And yeah, of course, a more experienced trainer might charge a bit more, but this gives you a really solid ballpark to start with.
You know, part of being a great dog owner is also being a great neighbor. So let's quickly go over some local rules and a few awesome resources you'll want to know about.
There are really just 3 main rules to keep on your radar. First is the Lane County Leash Law. Basically, if you're not on your own property, your dog needs to be on a leash. Simple enough. Second, state law says your dog has to have a current rabies tag on their collar, always. And third, just be a good neighbor about barking. Good training can make a huge difference here, especially when we live so close to each other.
And here's a little local tip that trips a lot of people up. Lane County actually doesn't require a general dog license. But, and this is a big but, that rabies tag on the collar, that is 100% a legal requirement. So don't forget that part.
Okay, so once you start training, where do you go to practice? Well, we've got some great spots. Peterson Park has a fantastic fenced-in dog park, which is perfect for working on recall and safe off-leash play. Junction City Park is your go-to for practicing those leash walking skills around some mild, real-world distractions. And if you want to work on hiking manners, the leashed trails out at Fern Ridge Reservoir are awesome for that.
All right, we're on the home stretch. You've done the research, you've got some names. Now it's time to make some calls. This last part is your checklist for that first conversation, so you feel totally prepared.
So have this checklist ready when you talk to them. First, straight up ask, what's your philosophy? Do you use positive reinforcement? Then ask about the certifications. Next, talk about your dog and ask how they'd create a plan for your specific challenges. It's also smart to ask what kind of support they offer after the training is over. And last but not least, get the full scoop on all fees and policies. No surprises.
Taking these boxes will help you pick someone with total confidence. You know, when it comes down to it, all of this work isn't just about teaching commands. It's really about building a deeper, stronger relationship with your dog, right?
Just think about it. Having a well-trained dog means you can share so much more of your life with them. From just chilling out at home to exploring all the incredible parks and trails Junction City has to offer. Finding the right trainer is really just the first step on that adventure. We hope this helps, and we wish you and your dog the absolute best on your journey together.